WWE SmackDown Live results, your feedback and viewing party. Welcome to our Wrestling Inc.com Live WWE SmackDown Viewing Party. Tonight's show comes from the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. Tonight's WWE SmackDown opens with a SUV pulling up in the back. Becky Lynch steps out and fans start chanting her name. Kayla Braxton approaches and asks if Becky is truly ready for SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka. Becky asks if Kayla really waited to ask her that, and Kayla already knows the answer, but Becky will go answer it in the ring. She walks off and tosses her keys to Kayla. We see Heavy Machinery's Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovic mixing up a nasty concoction in a blender, with a new day. They're using tuna, eggs and other ingredients. Kofi Kingston, E and Xavier Woods want none of the shake. Becky approaches and Otis gives her the pitcher of shake. Becky takes a sip and says it's a little weak. She hands it back and keeps walking, leaving everyone looking impressed. We go to the ring as Tom Phillips welcomes us to the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. He's joined by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. The music hits as Becky Lynch makes her way to the ring to a pop. The announcers go over tonight's show. Becky talks about getting the opportunity to take back her title from SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka at the Royal Rumble. She goes on and says everyone in the locker room is trying to be a badass now because of how she broke through. Becky says Asuka is finding out just how hard it is to lead the division. Becky says people have tried to say she's just hype, but she always delivers on what she says. She says Asuka is really hype, pointing to how she lost at WrestleMania 34 after going in undefeated. Becky says Asuka fell off after that loss and wasn't even able to defeat Charlotte Flair, who she beat around the world for months. The music interrupts and out comes Asuka. Asuka hits the corner and poses as Becky looks on. Asuka cuts a promo and gets the what? Treatment as it's hard to make out what she's saying. Asuka says Becky is all talk but she's like a bee without a sting. Asuka says after the Rumble, Becky won't be in Charlotte Flair's shadow, she will be in Asuka''s. The music interrupts and out comes the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Billie says that's not how a proper champion should behave, making scary faces and threats. Peyton says if we think Asuka is bad, what about the bully Becky? They go on knocking Becky and say that's typical behavior from a man. The Iconics say none of this matters or who wins the title match at the Rumble because they are going to win the 30-woman Rumble match and then they will win the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, then go on to make WrestleMania 35 absolutely iconic. They do their pose but fans boo. Becky just turns and gets back in Asuka's face, saying if Asuka wants to know what the buzz is about, she's about to show why she's the talk of the industry. Becky turns back to the Iconics and issues a challenge to one of them. Fans chant for Becky. The Iconics talk it over as we go to commercial. Becky Lynch vs. Peyton Royce back from the break and we've got a match. The bell rings and Becky Lynch offers a handshake but nails Peyton Royce in the throat instead, sending her out to regroup with Billie Kay. Asuka watches from ringside. Peyton comes back in and Becky takes control. Peyton avoids an early disarm her attempt. She keeps control as fans chant her name. Becky keeps control and backslides for a 2 count. Peyton tries to fight but Becky takes her down and works on the arm while taunting Asuka. We see Lacey Evans backstage watching the match with a drink in her hand. Becky continues working on the arm. She kicks Peyton down and back out of the ring to regroup again. Becky kicks Royce through the ropes and brings her back in. Peyton kicks Becky on her way in and unloads on her with strikes now. Royce mounts Becky with more strikes and a 2 count. Becky fights out of the corner as fans chant for her. Peyton with a clothesline in the corner to cut Becky off. Peyton with more offense as Kate talks trash. Peyton uses the ropes on Becky as the referee warns her. Peyton with another takedown as she keeps Becky grounded in the middle of the ring now. Fans rally for Becky as she fights to her feet. Becky fights out but Peyton slams her back to the mat by her hair. Peyton runs into a boot in the corner. Becky with a flying forearm from the top for a 2 count. Peyton goes to the floor for a breather as Kate checks on her. Becky comes from behind and pushes Billie out of the way but Peyton takes advantage and clotheslines her on the floor, right in front of Asuka. We go back to commercial. Back from the break and Becky tells Asuka to watch this as she fights back. Becky with a big overhead throw. Becky misses in the corner but Royce runs into an elbow. Becky drops Royce and goes to the top but Royce drops her with a long kick to the head. Peyton with a 2 count. We get another backstage at Evans with her drink. More back and forth between the two until Becky gets the win with the disarm her.